Most about it was the look of pain on my mother's and father's faces. I couldn't bear to look at them, to look at their misery, to look at their disgrace.
They felt they had only themselves to blame. This was a different generation. This was a generation that had grown up with the old faith, the faith in self-reliance, that people had to stand on their own 2 feet. They didn't say the government has failed me. They said, I'm to blame. I failed in this American system of ours. It's my fault.
Ano após a quebra, 4 milhões de famílias americanas não tinham nenhum meio de se sustentar. E pior, não sabiam como pedir ajuda. E o governo não sabia o que fazer.
In 1930, the American people had almost no sense of the national government. There was the post office. Occasionally you'd see a soldier on the street. The national government had very little direct impact on the lives of ordinary Americans.
There were no parachutes in those days. There was no Social Security, no unemployment insurance, no nothing. Just were on your own.
O século, a vez da América.
Em 1931, os tempos difíceis pareciam estar em toda a parte. Mas se você ainda tivesse 10 cents para gastar, podia entrar em um mundo glamouroso, onde os ruidosos anos 20 nunca tinham terminado.
You could go to the Grand Lake Theater, hear Horace Heidt and his orchestra play for half an hour. Then they'd have the movie-tone news. And then they'd have the feature story, and then they would have Bugs Bunny or the equivalent comic, and then they'd have the second feature. And by that time, the orchestra was getting ready to play again. So you could spend about 6 or 7 hours for 15 cents.
There was no television, there was only radio, so this visual escape into a dark theater, you could literally forget your troubles and get happy.
Muitos tentavam esquecer os problemas dançando, frequentemente ao som alegre e irresistível da nova geração do jazz, que varria o país inteiro, o swing.
Swing it, honey child. Susie Q's going to town and hum.
Richard Calmer as Boston Blackie. Enemy to those who make him an enemy, friend to those who have no friend.
E muitos estavam fascinados pelos cativantes dramas transmitidos no rádio. Durante a depressão, o rádio era o único aparelho sem o qual as pessoas não conseguiam viver.
We used to watch the radio. It was like gathering around television. There was the shadow.
Who knows what evil lurks in the hearts of men? The shadow knows.
Turn off the lights.
We're going to clean them out today.
You didn't know that they were standing on a stage reading from scripts. You just thought they were doing it.
All right, boys, let's hit out.
What I liked most was to go into my room and turn off all the lights. I didn't want any interference and just listen to it. My father thought I was a little weird, and he'd always come in and turn the lights on and say, "What's wrong with you?" And I said, "Nothing." It was really wonderful, a great way to listen to it.
Mas, mais cedo ou mais tarde, as pessoas tinham que desligar seus rádios. Tinham que sair dos cinemas. E quando o faziam, a depressão ainda estava lá, à espera. Ela chegou até as fazendas do meio-oeste e do sudoeste, em meio a terríveis tempestades de poeira. Foi uma das piores secas da história americana. A própria terra estava sendo levada pelo vento.
It looked like a tornado coming. Big black clouds, dust coming across the desert there. It was terrible. You couldn't breathe. You'd put something over your face, a handkerchief, and try to breathe through it. And you spit out mud balls.
64 mil quilômetros quadrados de terras de cultivo ficaram conhecidos como a região da poeira. Para os fazendeiros que já sofriam sob uma crise econômica desde a década de 20, foi o tiro de misericórdia. Abandonando suas fazendas e seus celeiros, seguiram para o oeste, para a terra prometida, Califórnia. Fazendeiros cobertos de poeira juntaram-se aos milhões de outros pobres que vagavam pelo país à procura de uma segunda chance. O transporte eleito era os trens de carga, mas viajar sobre trilhos era perigoso. Os trens eram patrulhados por guardas cruéis, mas o preço valia a pena.
When they're going to leave, they give you the highball, and that's 2 shorts and a long. Man, you better get ready then, because he's pulling out.
Trouble lies in sightless pools along the way I've taken. Sightless windows stare the empty streets. Love beckons me, save that which I've forsaken. And the anguish of my solitude is sweet.
O ator Robert Mitchum escreveu este poema em 1932, quando era apenas um adolescente em busca de salvação.
At the time, there were so many people on the train that the train crew couldn't walk the tops. I met former bankers, college professors, all sorts of people riding freight trains. A lot of them didn't really have a destination. They were just trying to get away from where they were.
Mas onde quer que chegassem, parecia tão sem perspectivas quanto os lugares que tinham deixado.
Numbers of towns rest those people who came there. There was particular concern about what were called the wild boys of the road.
O presidente Hoover enviou agentes disfarçados para fazer as viagens e verificar o perigo. Um deles foi o jovem estudante de direito, Melvin Belly.
You saw a part of America at that time that gave fear to everybody in Washington. There's something wrong with the country, and it's so wrong that these people are going to want a revolution.
Greves e protestos se espalhavam e tornavam-se mais raivosos e violentos. Bill Wheeler, um motorista de caminhão de 19 anos, testemunhou um dos confrontos em Nova York.
The square was just filled with mobs of people. They were demonstrating, it turned out, for unemployment relief, unemployment benefits. And the police and the firemen were mowing them down with fire hoses. Cops were beating them on the head. It was unbelievable.
Movimentos radicais como o Partido Comunista ganhavam mais influência e filiados. O presidente Hoover interpretou mal os sinais de perigo e não fez nada para diminuir o sofrimento.
We are convinced that we have overcome major financial crisis. A crisis in severity unparalleled.
Para alguns, a perda da fé foi tão profunda que simplesmente deixaram o país. 3 anos após Joseph Stalin ter previsto a morte do capitalismo, 100 mil americanos se mudaram para a União Soviética para ajudar a construir o comunismo.
There was work for anybody that wanted to work. There was none of this going around with your hat in your hand and tears in your eyes begging for a job. It seemed to be a land of great promise at that time.
Foi a única vez na história que mais pessoas estavam deixando a América do que vindo a ela.
O século. A vez da América.